I don't have to say a lot more about the way I feel about Ric Flair. No respect, no honor. There is no honor among thieves in the first place. He put hard times on Dusty Rhodes and his family. You don't know what hard times are, Daddy. Hard times are when the textile workers around this country are out of work and got 4 or 5 kids and can't pay their wages, can't buy their food. Hard times are when the auto workers are out of work and they tell them go home. And hard times are when a man has worked at a job 30 years. 30 years. They give him a watch, kick him in the butt, and say, hey, a computer took your place, Daddy. That's hard time. That's hard time.
Welcome back to the Why So Serious podcast. I'm your host, Brandon. We got Devin and Mike back. It's been a while. What's going on, fellas?
Mike, go first, man, because Mike been living his best fucking life.
No, Mike hasn't done anything.
The fuck you mean Mike ain't did shit? Mike been there.
Sit in the house for 2 weeks.
You a goddamn lie. Mike been here, he been there, he been fucking everywhere. Mike, tell him where you been, yo.
I mean, I went to Utah, but haven't we recorded since then?
We have. Devin hasn't because he's been neglectful.
Fuck you. Y'all know it's grind time, and that's what I do. I'm focused, I go tunnel vision, and I get this money. And so I'm nervous as fuck because, I mean, any day now they could be like, air travel is going to be canceled, like, and shit like that. So, but they bailed the airlines. So like, real shit, like, I don't even know.
Well,
like, I'm going to California tomorrow. But I'm going to California tomorrow, so that's cool. And I am definitely, I'm going to get paid regardless. I'm not really worried about the money, but it's just like, you know, if you cancel people's ability to move and have transit, what is that going to do for everybody that has cabin fever, that has a plan? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm scared about that shit.
Well,
I got cabin fever.
Cabin fever is not, I mean,
it's not the worst thing in the world, all things considered.
Yes. Relative to what the other options are, it's not good.
Right.
I'm not even worried about myself. I'm pretty certain.
Before they bail out the airlines, they need to pass a stimulus package for people.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God.
Because the airlines are trash.
They are. I mean, I work for one. And I mean, bro, tomorrow, all we can serve is cans.
It hasn't even been that long, and they're already talking about, like, I saw an article that was like, most American airlines will run out of money before the end of the year. Dog, it's been 3 weeks of this.
Right.
Like, how poorly are you run that you got no money? And then I've been reading a lot more on it, and so basically what happened was when they did this corporate tax cut, airlines made a shitload of money, and instead of investing it or putting it in savings or putting it back into funds for emergencies or into salaries for the employees or into benefits for the employees or any of those types of things, what they did was they did $39 billion worth of buybacks of stocks to give back to their CEOs and executives as bonuses. So that's 30.
I would tell you that we have a different, like, Southwest has a different model as far as, like, when that shit like this happens, we hedge our fucking fuel. So our fuel over in India or whatever, Saudi Arabia, we're good. So, like, in times like this, we're not really.
One of the airlines asking for the bailout too.
That is true. That is fucking true because we're stupid. And like, if everybody got the handout, everybody got the handout.
No, it's that corporations are trash, and this is what they do.
Yeah.
And
there's a bunch.
Go ahead, Mike.
There's a bunch of small businesses, the majority of
are suffering
the country, right, who are not going to get a bailout, who are just kind of expected to pull through. And I don't know if this is the unpopular opinion, but if you can't bail out all the companies, you shouldn't bail out even one.
Well, here's the thing. The airline business is too big not to bail out. It's essential because we live in a world of globalization. But you need people like Elizabeth Warren who have plans for that type of bailout. So,
God damn. Like, okay, Brandon, real quick. Who do you think Biden is talking about when he's talking about his VP as a woman?
Oh, he's going to pick Kamala Harris.
He has to, right? That's what I was thinking. He has to. But I'm
Oh
thinking
shit,
like
they'd be kind of a force.
But that's who he's gonna pick.
but he has to, because he has to. Like
If she,
Mike, he
if she
has
wants
to.
it, that's who the job is
Yeah.
for. If she wants it, but like
Yeah.
Elizabeth Warren.
Elizabeth Warren would be great. Yeah.
Well, she should have been the president, but that's a different story.
She really should have. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that.
This is what she said. She said, payrolls must be maintained. So if they do shut down airline or whatever happens, they need to pay the employees what they're being paid. No difference. Companies must enact a $15 an hour minimum wage by 1 year after the emergency ends. So all of them, all of the airlines. Prohibition on buybacks, dividends, executive bonuses for a minimum of 3 years. Company must turn one board seat over to workers. So workers must be represented on the board, executive boards, all those things, and then they can get their bailout money. That makes sense to me because you have to bail them out if they're going under, because you can't have the vast majority of airlines cease to function. And there's not enough capital. I mean, like, there is enough capital, but there's not really enough capital to restart the airline business out of the blue like that. So despite all the shitty things corporations do, this is what happens: is they get too big to fail. That's what too big to fail means. They're too big. These businesses are too big and too important to everyday society to let fail. And if you let them fail, the repercussions of them failing is worse than whatever you get out of proving the point that them being greedy people are different. But what Mike is saying is more important is the small businesses, which is the majority of businesses in this country, aren't going to get a bailout. But what they're getting are zero interest, mostly government loans, small business loans to stay afloat during the time. And that's good. So that way those small businesses, if they aren't shitty, because just because you're a small business don't mean you can't be shitty either, can still pay their employees and still pay their benefits and do all those types of things. They just have to get in a small business loan and pay it back once business picks back up. But in the meantime, those people also need to be getting a stimulus and grant money that they don't have to pay back in order to stay afloat. And the government has all that money. And so one of the things that you see, and this episode is going to be a little bit about a lot of things, but once you get back up on your feet, like, this is not just going to end, right? So like once the curve flattens and things start to get closer to go back to normal, it's not going to be like, all right, everything's back to perfect. Like, there's going to be people getting laid off because businesses have went months without money. There's going to be businesses that cut people's salaries, that do furlough days. Like, the things aren't going to change as soon as this thing ends. And so, as a result, you're going to have to bring people up with them. And the government has the money. The government just put in $3.2 trillion into the Fed over the last 2 weeks. Out of nowhere, just pulled it out their ass, $3.2 trillion. So when you tell me that the government doesn't have money to cancel student loan debt, or the government doesn't have money to do universal health care, or the government doesn't have money to do an economic stimulus package for people, or the government doesn't have money to do a UBI, universal basic income, it's bullshit. They do. And it's just who we choose to have those policies for. And what our government has chosen to do is to have them for businesses, not people. But I think, on a different note, I think not a bigger thing, but another part of this whole pandemic is how stupid people are. Well, it's a combination of people being stupid, people being ignorant, and people just not knowing, right? So, like Mike, right? When this first happens, I'm talking to Mike, and Mike's like, I'm not worried about this. This is just, it's like the flu. Like, certain things can happen with older people, but it's not that big of a deal. And I said, Mike, it's not about that. It's about it spreading. And then when it spreads, it becomes something that you can't control. And
yeah, now I'm staying home.
Yeah, now Mike is staying home, and now he's freaked out.
I'm not sure I understand.
Oops, that was Siri, sorry.
And so, but that's not Mike being stupid. That's Mike being 24 years old and not knowing about these
Right,
things.
but the new problem is, have you seen videos of spring break in Florida?
Yeah, because people are stupid.
It's Florida.
I will not, I admit when this first came out, I didn't really care. I was ready to buy some cheap tickets.
Oh no, I'm still going. I'm going to fucking Cabo next month. I don't care. Nobody's gonna be there, so I'm going to Cabo.
I have a ticket to Florida for my birthday, but I'm not going aside from the actual flight itself.
Mike, your birthday's in April?
My birthday is in April.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to Florida with my mom and 2 of my friends, and we're not, aside from the flight, we're not really going. We're just staying at the house.
Right. I mean, but I don't think. Again, you have to realize this globalization is a real thing, so we can't stop people from living their lives.
You can't.
So, like,
if it gets
really bad,
no,
none of that is. That is not true. People can stop doing leisure activities. You can.
You're right. You can't stop.
What happens is people are selfish, right? And people go, especially younger people, they go, I don't have it, or I don't feel like I have it, because that's the other key. Is that a lot of young people are exposed to it but are asymptomatic.
Yeah, Idris Elba and Tom Hanks both have not experienced any symptoms. I honestly, I've had a very mild cough, which I've just written off. I could have it. I don't know. I don't think I do, but
you're asymptomatic, and then what happens is you go out, you go to the beach, or you go on a plane, or you go walking around the city, or you go out, and then you come into contact with someone who doesn't have symptoms, and then you pass it to them, and they pass it to somebody else, and then they go see their mom, and they think, I'm fine, I'm just going to visit my mom, or I'm going to visit my grandmother, I'm just going to go see my uncle, and then they get it, and then they get really sick.
So I might not even go to Florida. I mean,
and if you
Mike,
have
that's
to travel,
what I'm telling you.
Travel, it's okay if you have to travel.
Because I have to. I have to travel. Like I travel.
I don't.
Right.
I don't have to travel.
So in my case,
no one's saying if you have to travel, don't travel. That's not what social distancing means. Social distancing means staying away from groups of people unnecessarily. Don't put yourself in positions to be in a place where you're going out in public, if you go on Instagram or go on Twitter, all this weekend people were at clubs, at bars, drinking, at the beaches, partying, hanging out, and you're looking at them, and it's just like, do y'all not listen to the news? Do you not read the news?
No, but fuck that. Fuck that news shit, Brandon. Real shit. Fuck that news shit. Because, if you realize, nobody's getting a clear message what we can and can't do.
Yes, there is. There's a very clear message. Don't be in groups of people. It's very clear.
But I'm just saying, as far as, is this shit dangerous? What age demographic is dangerous? Because again,
none of that matters. It's about keeping it from spreading.
You're right. You're not wrong. I'm just saying you're not wrong.
Okay, I'm going to explain it so people.
Let me.
This is the understanding. When they're talking about flattening the curve, this is what this means. It means that there's only a certain amount of hospital beds. There's only a certain amount of respirators. There's only a certain amount of medical supplies in our country and the capacity to handle certain things, right?
So the thing is, if my dad right now at 59 years old gets sick, he could go to the hospital, he'll get treated, he's fine. But in a couple months, if this keeps going the way it is, and it becomes there's only one bed left, and it's me and my dad, I'm gonna get that bed. He's not, and he'll
sure.
That's the problem.
But no, even more than that. What happens is not only enough beds, there's only enough respirators, there's only enough supplies to go around. And so as things spread, it's not about if it's going to kill you or not. It's about people are going to end up in the hospital with these symptoms, and they'll be treated and they'll be fine. But the more people that are in there, like Mike said, there's less beds available for other people, and you cannot. You have to spread it out over time, right? So it's going to spread. That's impossible to stop it from spreading. But the goal of social distancing is to keep the spread out, so that you're not overflowing the capacity of us to treat people at any one given time. And then, on top of that, if everyone's going to the hospital for coronavirus, what about the people with cancer? What about people with diabetes? What about people that fall and break their legs? What about people that are shot? What about people that are stabbed? What about people that get sick, flu poison? What about people who get pneumonia? What about all the other diseases, sicknesses, injuries that happen to everyday people every single day that needs to go into hospital beds and needs to get supplies and get medical attention when everything is getting put towards people with coronavirus because a bunch of people are just spreading it without caring.
Let's not forget where a lot of these problems are beginning with our horribly mismanaged leadership.
Right.
I usually don't do that, but this is pretty awful. Did you hear what
No, his press
happened
conference today.
with the that I don't whatever? But did you hear what he wanted to do with the vaccine that was supposed to come out of Germany?
He wanted to get it to the United States and not let Germany have it back.
He wanted to buy it.
The rights.
Give it no. He wanted to buy it, yeah, and give it to us first, and then sell it to the rest of the world. And then the Germans said there are some things that are not for sale. The other thing that I have a problem with is one of my best friends is algebraic geometer. He's doing his PhD right now. Smart guy. Any one of his mathematical numbers I trust. So we were talking about some of these numbers last night. The Surgeon General for the United States said the average person at risk of dying, the average age of someone at risk of dying is 80 years old. That's on Twitter. That's wrong. That number's just a lie. I think it's a lie to make people not be afraid so that they, think that everything's going all right. But it's just that number, as my friend puts it, assumes that of the how many cases in the U.S. right now? I could look 6,362. About 100 of which have died. That means at least around 50 of them are over the age of 80. That's what an average is between, it's the median. So we ran the real numbers last night, and the real average age of death is like 56. That will make more sense based on, trajections, like predictions.
Well, average doesn't really matter in this case. It's median age more so than the average age.
It's just the most at-risk age group and above is like mid-50s and higher, not 80. But the Surgeon General said 80.
Well, there's two different things. People who are 80 are more at risk than people at 60.
That's true, but people at 60 still have a very good chance of not making out of it.
Yeah, those are two different things. Also, there's this idea that it's not that deadly. Like somebody's like, it's like a 97% mortality rate. Do you know how that means 3% of the people are dying from this?
Is it 3% now? I thought it was at 2%.
Yeah, actually, we ran the number last night, and 3% have died so far. It's actually, and here's the thing that no one's taken into account. So I have the map up at all times as I'm working from home. I could see it right in front of me. The map,
hold on,
live.
Before you say that, Mike. Before you say that, now in reality, the mortality rate is lower than that because exactly. There's so many people that haven't been tested yet.
It could be lower and it could be higher too. Because here's the thing: there's countries here that have only reported one case. Well, it's almost guaranteed that those countries have more cases. And then take the country of North Korea, for example. I saw actually this was brought to my attention by Meek Mill. He tweeted something ridiculous. Actually, he tweeted. Didn't North Korea say they were going to give us a Christmas gift? So assume allegedly.
Oh shit! Though that's real shit.
Well, here's the thing. No, they didn't do that.
South Korea, but
he's arguing that they haven't reported any cases. There's a number of reasons for that. One, and I want everyone to understand this clear. I think we all do, but I'm just going to say it. You even sneeze or cough in North Korea, you're dead. Number two, Kim Jong-un ain't reporting anyone to anything.
No, you're right.
That makes them look bad. So. There are countries, there's a few countries like that. There's countries that we don't even associate with that we have no idea with. Yeah, they've reported something. They have. Russia has reported something.
Yeah,
but
here's the thing. In America, we've tested something like 6,000 people so far.
Right.
South Korea was testing 10,000 people a day. So there's
did you see? You know why? We could have done that too.
Yeah,
they offered us. And when we messed it up, that's why. And so that's the other thing too is South Korea has a lot more young people than we do, or Italy. But that's because a lot more young people are being tested right now. Even if I was coughing or had the symptoms, because I'm young, they don't need to give me the test. They're not going to. They're going to hold on to it for someone who really, really, unless you're a basketball team, of course, then you can get tested. But other than that, or a celebrity. But other than that. We don't have it available. We should. We're a first world country with a lot of money.
In other countries, they're just lining up people and testing them. Like, all right, get tested.
Because they have the equipment. They've had it for months. They've been preparing.
Mm-hmm. And that's the problem, right? Because Trump, the government, fumbled this. And so now you're playing catch up. And so what happens is the whole country has to do this extreme social distancing or home, like basically almost house arrest to an extent in some places, because we don't have testing. So we don't know where the virus actually is and what the numbers actually are. If we had better testing, we would know which are more at risk places than others. So everyone wouldn't have to take such drastic action because you would have a more accurate depiction of what your area looks like. But unfortunately, we don't have testing. We don't know who has what or where it's at. And so everyone has to react that way because it's the only thing you can do at this point. And so now we're all stuck for the most part of being in the house for most people. Schools are closed. Kansas shut down schools to the end of the school year. There's no more school this year in Kansas.
Yeah, that's crazy, yo.
Like, that's going to happen.
My sisters are done for the semester.
And college kids are done. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm working from home for who knows how long. And, I shouldn't badmouth my leadership.
No, it's the right decision to make, Mike.
Well, not that. We had a town hall today. I didn't agree with everything that was said.
Oh, they had a town hall for employees. I mean.
So we had the CEO. He spoke in front of for all of us who wanted to dial in, and for the most part, they've handled it well. But it's like there's a few. He kind of does this thing that Donald Trump does, like when bad things happen, where he just kind of forgets what everyone really wants to talk about and goes right to we're stronger than ever. This is the rates are great. People are buying. And then he'll talk about it a little bit. Like when we fired 12% of our company, everything's great. We're doing so good. We're on the rise. And I'm like, well, you just fired 6 of my friends, but who needed the job probably more than I did. The same thing kind of happened today. And then he was like, and by the way, if you guys feel like, you can come to work and put it, come, no one's coming. And then you get the Q&A, and the Q&A is all, thank you so much for picking me for my question, sir. Oh, it's so great. I think you're handling this well. My question is, and then they restate something that he said in his original.
Yep. Almost all of the big corporations. And
I
liked our old CEO. He seemed to care a little bit, but I never really saw him in any of these moments. I've only because
and now it's spreading to other things, right? So, the NBA is postponed. They're hoping to start back in June.
All professional sports are suspended.
Yeah, I was going to go through each one. Hockey is suspended. The NCAA tournament got canceled. Not suspended, it's canceled. WrestleMania got moved. They're going to have WrestleMania in front of no fans at the Performance Center, which is going to be weird as fuck.
Talk shows are doing that too. Jimmy Fallon just did that. It was really awkward
That's
stuff.
Thing, right? WWE should have canceled WrestleMania or postponed WrestleMania.
Because it's not going to be the same. Yeah, that's not.
Well, it's not that.
That's your Super Bowl.
Well, it's not that. You're also putting the wrestlers at risk.
And they don't have health insurance. Yeah.
They're in very close contact with
Fucking
people.
Post Malone had his concert last week with 16,000 people while this was all going on.
Yeah, because people are selfish. This is what the whole thing, if you notice here, is that human beings are terrible and they're selfish and they only care about themselves.
Yeah, look at the fucking people taking all the fucking toilet paper for enough to last them 3 lifetimes.
But here's the thing: that's America, right? America's built on capitalism. What is capitalism? It's increasing.
If I have more money,
if I can price something the highest price that people will buy it. Like you learn this in economics, right? There's a point where supply meets demand, and that's where you price it, right? And so whatever that price is, that's what people are going to do. So, we live in a capitalist society, so people are going to go buy toilet paper and then resell it for more money. And you say, well, that's trash. I'm just like, I agree, but that's the world that we live in. Is it only trash when you're doing, it this way? Or is it, is it how businesses react every single day trash? You know what I mean? It's all
I guess capitalism is leaving the old people with no essentials or so.
It doesn't matter.
Capitalism
you got to realize it doesn't matter. It care, yeah.
It doesn't care. Well, it does care in a way, as long as it can step on you.
Yeah. As long as capitalism can sustain itself, it doesn't care. As long as they have a purchaser and a consumer that wants their product and it pays at that price point, they don't give a fuck.
That's the thing. I am not I'm anti some parts of capitalism, and I'm not pro-socialism, but I'm pro some parts of socialism. I'm pro of a mixture. But it's interesting to see strict capitalists supporting all these socialist policies right now.
Oh,
UBI
Rick,
is a socialist staple. A universal basic income is a socialist staple. Bailouts are socialism. That's literally what socialism is. It's a social safety net for corporations. That's literally what it is. If they fail, we got your back. Like, that's literally what it is. But those same people are against, like, increasing Social Security payments, Medicare for all those types of things. Like, it's very interesting to see when people support socialist ideas and when they don't, and when capitalism is the greatest thing in the world and when it's not, and who that applies to is also what matters. But to bring it into our wheelhouse, Black Widow is delayed. So,
oh wow, really? No, okay. So, what did you see the release about NBC Universal as far as they're gonna
yes,
like trolls and all that good shit?
NBC Universal is going to release some of their movies straight to some of the movies that were supposed to come to the theaters in the next couple months are going to go straight to streaming, which makes sense. And honestly, it's kind of the future.
It is the
Of how
future, yeah.
movies are going to work. Like, movie theaters are hanging on to a thread. They're being saved by big blockbusters. You know, the 5 or 6 blockbuster films that come out every year are literally saving these movie theaters. But eventually, especially with more and more streaming services coming out, people are just going to release these things straight to production, straight to streaming. The only
Yeah, because you
issue,
make more money. Your overhead
possibly,
cuts in half.
well,
Yeah.
possibly you can make more money. It like
What do
for
you
big
mean?
for most films, yes, you'll make more money. But for the big blockbuster films, you won't, right? So for like Avengers, right? You're not gonna make more money sending Avengers to Netflix or to Disney Plus than you would
Right.
by having it in the theater making $2 billion. You're just not. But for most movies will be better off signing some type of contract with a streaming service, or if they have their own streaming service, and putting them out through there and having people sign up and just say, this is the release of movies we got coming out next year. They'll all be available on our Peacock network or Disney Plus or whatever. And people who are into those movies will sign up and watch those movies from home. It'll put movie theaters out of business, but movie theaters are only around for the big blockbusters, and those things will still happen. So they most likely will stay in business. Honestly, they'll probably jack up their ticket prices up more and jack up concessions more. But this is the start of those things. Now, this is how you know that's true. Like, Disney could easily just put Black Widow on
Disney
Disney
Plus.
Plus, but they're not. One, because that'd be fucked up. You can't put the first female Marvel character solo film on Disney Plus. Like, that's just no. But secondly, they know Black Widow's going to make a shitload of money, and they'll just push it back and push more anticipation. And then in July or August or whenever they decide to re-release it, they'll release Black Widow and people go see it. Because listen, a lot of people were talking about they weren't into Black Widow, they weren't excited for it. I watched that last trailer. I was ready for Black Widow. It's going to be good. I'm sorry. Like, y'all can pretend like it's not going to be good or you're not going to like the film. The film's going to be great, and everyone's going to go see it. It is.
I agree. Yeah.
They did not give a date of when it's pushed back to, right? Because I think like Fast 9 got pushed back a long time.
A year.
Yeah, a year. Yeah, Fast Furious 9 got pushed back a year. So we're not going to see that for a long time. So I don't know if Black Widow is going to be pushed back that far, but it'll be interesting to see. Now, the interesting thing with this Cabin Fever thing is, how is programming going to work for things that need to be filmed or that's currently filming, right? Because like most of the things this season,
It'll have to put on hold.
Most of these things this season are wrapped up. But like if we're stuck in our house 2 months from now, like what are you watching on television, right? It's going to be almost all streaming because no one's going to have the ability to produce new content because you can't have like here's the thing, acting. You could do acting. Like, acting is safer than pro wrestling. Like, the idea that you're having pro wrestling events every week, but you can't have acting. I guess that's worded wrong. The idea that you have pro wrestling and they think it's safe, but actors don't, shows you how ridiculous this idea of having pro wrestling every week is. Because pro wrestlers are literally sweating direct contact with each other. If you're acting, you could create a sterile scene. Like, literally, You could sterilize before the scene, do the scene, sterilize after the scene. And you could do that after every shot scene that you do. You could wipe down everything. You'd have people come in, wipe it down, do the scene, unwipe it down, sterilize the people, do it. Like, it would take longer for shooting, but you could absolutely do a sterile set for acting and for recording if you wanted to. But even those people are just like, yeah, we'll take a break on that. And they kind of took a break on that, right? So, like, the coronavirus is affecting all walks of life, all forms of entertainment, sports, work life, family life, all of it. There's a list of shows that are delayed in production because of the coronavirus. So let's see what we got here. The Elvis biopic. I wasn't going to see that anyway.
What? Who the fuck is playing Elvis?
You know what? Let me see. Is this Elvis biopic by the same people who did Rocket Man? Because I'll go see that. If that's it.
Yeah, because that shit was good.
Because I love Rocket Man. Let me see who's doing this. Untitled Elvis Project. Who's doing this? What studio?
If it's Joaquin Phoenix, fuck him, yo.
Baz Luhrmann.
Because like Joaquin Phoenix can't. Oh, you know what?
I don't think Tom Hanks is playing Elvis, but he's starring in it. Oh yeah, I think that's what he was in Australia for.
Right.
Oh yeah, he was in Australia to do the Elvis pitch movie. Batman is being delayed. They were shooting Shang-Chi. Has been delayed. Jurassic World, Dominion. Numerous Disney movies. Avatar sequels.
Milan. What about Milan?
The Matrix 4. Fantastic Beasts. The Witcher Season 2. Stranger Things. Amazon's Lord of the Rings TV series. The CW the CW shows haven't shot their finale yet. So that'll be interesting to see what happens there. I think they got like 2 or 3 episodes left to shoot. All Disney Plus upcoming streaming shows.
I'm being put back.
Yeah, you're here. So yeah, let me see Milan. Let me see if Milan's still coming out. Because that was supposed to come out in 2 weeks. Me and Rashani.
Right, I was excited. Yeah. I'm super proud of you, man. Keep pushing on, man, because like this shit is hard. Like, I mean, I know I just been grinding, but like you've been grinding plus doing your class and shit, and then working too. So like, yeah, you grinding.
Okay, yeah. So Mulan and Bond have been delayed. They give him a date.
Who's the Bond girl, yo? Because like, is that the girl that they made Ben Affleck? The new Bond girl, she dating Ben Affleck?
I don't know none of those women names.
I don't know none of people's name either. That's why I was asking.
Quiet Place Part 2 is supposed to come out next week. It's supposed to come out this week, actually. It's supposed to come out Friday. That's been pushed back. Mulan was supposed to come out next week. That's been pushed back. New Mutants. Okay, first of all, no one was going to see New Mutants. They just need to put that shit on the fucking streaming service. I don't know why.
This should look good though. That should look good though.
Does it look good?
Yeah, I think it looks interesting.
It does look interesting. I wouldn't say good.
Okay, I'll be because I still wasn't going to move there and see it. I wasn't going to see it. I was going to wait for
Peter Rabbit 2 got pushed back to August 7th.
What? Goddamn, he was the Easter. Peter Rabbit comes out on Easter every year.
The Love
you got here fucking with my Easter.
With Issa Rae.
Issa Rae and the Indian guy. Yeah, the Indian
guy. Got pushed back, no date. Time to Die got moved to November 25th, so that got a date. So that'll be out in the fall. That got pushed way back.
Yikes.
Black Widow, no date. Annabelle, no date. The Personal History of David Copperfield, no date. Fast 9 next year. April 2nd, 2021. So, yeah, man, like this shit is hitting all industries hard. Um,
So like, okay, like realistically, right? When you think this shit's gonna start out, do you think we're talking about August? Do you think we're talking about September? And also, this I thought about this. I have Olympic shit that says Tokyo on it 2020. Do you think that shit's gonna happen?
so Japan is ahead of us, so their curve is already flattening, and they're starting to reopen restaurants slowly. But restaurants and things are starting to open up, and a lot of that is because Japanese people aren't stupid like Americans. So when this shit happened and they said y'all
Let's
can't
take
go
it house.
nowhere, people just were like, "Yeah, we're not gonna go nowhere," and that shit, the people just stopped. Here, we go. Well, I feel fine. I'm gonna go to the beach. I'm gonna go hang out at the beach with thousands of other people. So, um, yeah. So it's possible, but they're gonna have to make a decision on that like soon. The problem with
And no,
that,
they say it's a May deadline. It's like it's not. It's a May June deadline.
well, the
So
problem with that is not so much what's going on in Japan; it's the people coming in from all over the world, where
correct,
you have
and
no
that's why you
idea.
can't. If you still
There's
have a
going to be a
pandemic,
huge
right?
boom next week and the week after.
A
Right.
boom of what?
Here.
Oh
As
yeah,
far as
here.
Of
infected cases, yeah.
infections. Look at I just can't stop looking at this footage of the people at the beach like yesterday.
They said 19 people in Clearwater got it. So
Well, it's more than that.
Well,
It's definitely more than that.
no, but I'm just saying it's more than that. But I'm just saying like 19 people that was at this shit seen on camera. So
All right, so let's get into some news stories. We talked a lot about the coronavirus, but that's the biggest news story. But yeah, I started to show off with the hard times promo because it's hard times for a lot of people right now.
the gig industry, service industry, like yo, this shit is real. Like parents, they gotta watch their kids, and they not used to watching their kids. Woo, that shit real.
Um, Mike, did you watch Westworld season 3? Episode
I
9?
am so I never watched season 2, so I'm actually
Oh, my
rewatching
God.
it. I'm rewatching it right now. I've watched 5 episodes in 2 days. Probably another 5 tomorrow. And I'll honestly probably be on season 3 by next week.
And Devin doesn't watch Westworld because he doesn't watch good television.
Devin, it's one of the best things I've ever
Devin,
laid my
guess
hands
who
No,
on.
was
no. I know it's good.
Guess who was on the first episode of the new season, Devin?
Don't spoil anything for me, except for the fact that it's my boy on that third.
Is it LeBron James? I don't know.
Marshawn
No,
Lynch.
I love it. Oh, dope! That is dope. That is dope. I knew it was an athlete. I just knew it was an athlete, but I didn't know what athlete was. That's dope.
Marshawn Lynch was up there beating people's ass. It was great.
How do you guys feel about? I mean, Mike, you don't really watch sports, but Brandon, how are you?
Tom Brady.
Did the fucking NFL frenzy help you? Like, just get back to be like, oh yeah, we still have sports.
Yeah, I mean,
Not Boston.
Tom Brady is washed, so I don't really care where he goes. Unless he goes to San Francisco, that's be the only place that's good for him. Everywhere else, he's washed.
Yeah, and then I mean, I'm fucking hyped the shit about fucking
Cam Newton's gonna
DeAndre Hopkins
in New England.
Yo, you think so?
Yes, absolutely. 100% think so.
Wow, that's
England.
fucking a hot take. That's a hot take. I like it.
He's right up Belichick's alley.
What about Jameis Winston though? Because Jameis Winston got the talent. He got the arm talent that Belichick can want,
Well,
and if
you're
Belichick
talking
can
about
mold him.
Tom Brady going to Tampa. If Tom goes to Tampa, then I have no idea where Jameis goes. If Tom doesn't go to Tampa, then Jameis will be back in Tampa.
I mean, Tampa
I can
could be
see
good with
Jameis
Teddy
in
Bridgewater
Las
as well.
Vegas too. Well, Teddy Bridgewater is supposedly going to the Bears.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that shit. But then they talking about they working out shit with the Saints too. Like this shit. I mean, this is the only thing we got to shit talk about.
Well, Bridgewater
So,
wants
I mean-
to start, so I don't think he's going to go back to the Saints.
Yeah.
And he deserves to start, honestly. And he should start over Mitch. So there's that.
Oh my God, hell yeah.
So many movie theaters closed with the coronavirus. What do you do with your subscriptions? I didn't even think about that.
I didn't either. I really didn't. They still need to take my money. I think they take my money on the 17th anyway, so they took my money already.
So I'm gonna look into that to see. Maybe I need to cancel it and just restart it when they come back. But I have a lot of points and stuff, so I don't really want to cancel it. So let me see if I can suspend it or something. While we can't go to the movies. Mike, did you see they set a date for the Jokers thing, the 3 Jokers?
No, I didn't.
Let me see. I just saw this. All right, 3 Jokers is going to change the Batman villain forever. Details regarding DC Comics' long-awaited Batman 3 Jokers miniseries have finally been announced. For Batman readers, especially fans of Batman the Killing Joke and Batman A Death in the Family, Batman 3 Jokers will be truly eye-opening series that will change the iconic Batman villain forever. Batman 3 Jokers by Jeff Johns and Jason Fabok has been teased for a while. An upcoming 3-issue book will reportedly feature 3 different Jokers existing in the same universe. Fabok got fans' attention when he wrote on Twitter the ending of the series was, quote, going to cause quite the stir and is the gutsiest thing written in Batman in 80 years. That's a huge
When
promise.
does this come out?
I don't know. Let me see. But the comments just made the hype for the book even bigger. John said the series will build on some classic Batman stories, specifically The Killing Joke by Alan Moore, as well as A Death in the Family by Jim Starlin and Jim Aparo. Continue scrolling and keep reading. The book will have an aesthetic inspired by The Killing Joke, according to Fabok, and will feature characters who've been personally impacted by the Joker's trauma. The story will reportedly heavily feature Barbara Gordon and Jason Todd's Red Hood, both characters whose lives changed at the hands of the Clown Prince of Crime. Batman 3 Jokers will also go back to the time Batman first met his most menacing villain. Johns told Entertainment Weekly that the new miniseries will add new layers to the characters and their relationships with the Joker. The book was originally announced back in 2018, and Fabok told Entertainment Weekly that the wait will be well worth it. We'll see if that's the case, but the new tease for the book is extremely encouraging. Batman 3 Jokers is coming this summer, and it's going to be fascinating to see how it shifts the Joker and Batman world. Check out the 3 covers for the series below. So the 3 covers below are the 3 different Jokers that they think are around there. So, Mike, are you still excited for Batman 3 Jokers?
I'll be reading. 100%.
It comes out June 17th. At least.
Oh, good. Plenty of time.
That's what it's scheduled to. We don't know how that's. Comic books should be okay because they do most of those things from home now and digitally. So you can just email that stuff in, email it in, and then I don't know how they're going to put them out. It might be all digital, for the next few months. It might be only digital releases and not hardcover releases, which is interesting. But Mike, have you been reading any comic books?
No.
You're home now. You got time to.
I know, but I don't have. I haven't read any of them. I don't know why. I've been lazy.
Are you excited for GTA 6 in 2021 on PS5?
I'm way more excited for the Elder Scrolls 6.
For what?
Skyrim.
Skyrim.
I love Skyrim.
You know what? I have Skyrim on a computer and I never played it. I played part of it now.
The great thing about Skyrim is it's just so you can just pick it up and play it. You could play the same game your whole life and never run out of stuff to do, but I like to start over and try different types of things. And the guy, the lead developer for it was like, yeah, you guys are going to be busy for like 25 years. This game, or it's supposed to have like a 10-year lifespan.
What, the new Skyrim?
The new Elder Scrolls. Yeah, Skyrim is the name of the most recent title in the Elder Scrolls franchise. It's called the Elder Scrolls.
Did you play Oblivion?
No, actually. The Skyrim was the only one I've ever played, and I loved it. I have no need to go back and play Oblivion because I'm still fully satisfied with the stuff that and they have it in VR now too, so I replayed in VR a lot, and it's way more fun.
I think I tried the VR and it made me sick. It was very weird.
Play it on the console. It's fun. It's a really good game. It's really fun.
Well,
it's a time consuming.
I had the regular game on Steam, so
it's really good. It's one of my favorites. It's in my top 5.
Let's see what else, because a lot of shit has happened.
GTA has never been my favorite thing. I mean,
why?
I don't know. I just never really got into it. I had it. I never finished the main game.
Did you play online?
I did online a little bit. I wasn't crazy about it.
I'm
I have no problem. It just like wasn't. It was not as entertaining for me. I like story based games like a lot. I do. I mean, I play a lot of Call of Duty right now, but like my go to is story game. Like I like intense story driven game. I wasn't crazy about it.
I'll give people an update. The CW shows that I've been watching are great. Ever since Crisis, this shit has been fucking amazing. Batwoman has been hitting on all fucking cylinders since Crisis, and it's fucking great. The Flash is really, really interesting in the story that they're telling so far. You're kind of on the edge of your seat. They just had Thawne back this episode. I just watched it before we did the show, and what's going on with Thawne. It's very, very interesting to see like what the hell they're trying to do with the story of the Flash. And basically, the Speed Force died. Spoilers. There's no more Speed Force. Barry has some residual speed left in his body, but eventually he's going to run out. So him and Cisco and Caitlin are trying to create their own Speed Force. Like Thawne did. Thawne created the negative Speed Force. So Barry's trying to recreate the Speed Force. Which should be interesting to see how that plays out. Supergirl is very interesting how they changed that world with Lex Luthor being the head of the DEO and all these different other things that's going on with him and Kara. I need to catch up on Legends because everyone tells me Legends is the best show out of all of them, and I haven't watched it yet this season. So I'm probably going to catch up with that soon to see how that's going. But from everything I know, it's still very good. Oh, the CW. Okay, here's some news on the CW. CW delays the airing of the Flash and DC's Legends of Tomorrow episodes by 2 weeks. Likely result. The CW is officially delaying the airings of the next 2 episodes of both The Flash and Legends of Tomorrow. Fans of the Arrowverse shows and no strangers of the network have set numbers of hiatus for respective seasons every year. In the case of time travel and drama, each season, few episodes of other shows, most good with 22, the Legends of 16. Okay, so per CBR, the CW is shaking up the airing schedule for the next episodes of Flash as well as Legends of Tomorrow. The 16th episode of Grant Gustin-led drama titled So Long Good Night was originally going to air March 31st, but due to the network scrambling and has now been delayed until April 7th. The 17th episode of supposedly air on the 14th. For Legends, next week's episode will not be replaced with a repeat. Will be now replaced with a repeat and will air on April 7th. So it looks like they're going to try to finish these seasons up. Stargirl is supposed to start. Hopefully they have that in the can. Because that's supposed to start soon, too. That's one of their new series. Oh, yeah, Mike. That got moved from DC Universe to the CW.
What did?
Stargirl.
I was wondering where that was.
Yeah, so it's going to be on the CW in the spring. So here's the thing. The DC. Speaking of that, DC Universe, there's a good chance that it'll be just comics next year. Like,
there's like nothing on it right now.
You know what,
I haven't even logged on in like
with
2
HBO
months.
Max having Green Lanterns and all these other things, Universal and DC and Warner Brothers may move all their stuff off of the DC Universe and just make it like Marvel Unlimited, which is fine. And a matter of fact, now that I'm doing this class and I don't really no sports and TV shows are going on, I'm gonna get back to I'm gonna just start reading a bunch of comics and going on because if you go on DC Universe now, they have a ton of comics on there now, like a ton of comics, not like when it started. So there's a lot of DC that I haven't read that I can just like sit down and fucking enjoy. So when I'm starting to apply for these coding jobs, I'm going to start reading more too, because I'm pretty much almost done with my class. Let's see what else we got here, Mike. Oh, Devin. Is Devin still here?
I am here, sir.
Devin, have you been watching Curb?
I didn't watch this Sunday. because it wasn't the last Sunday wasn't new, so I was like, all right, shit, I'm gonna just wait.
Hold on, last Sunday wasn't it?
Oh, what was last? What's the title of last Sunday's episode? Remember?
Hold on, about to tell you right now. It was episode guide, season 10. Because this week coming up is his finale.
Oh wow.
It was called Elizabeth, Margaret, and Larry. Oh, that shit was hilarious.
Yeah.
That was
I didn't watch that shit. Yeah.
You didn't see when they had John Hamm in it.
No, I want to see
Larry
that shit.
David.
Yeah. I want to see that
good.
shit. Yeah.
Listen,
John Hamm is amazing.
This is the fucking best. Like this is. I've been telling people for a long time. This is my favorite show. This show is so fucking incredible.
It's real life. That's why it's the best show because it's real life.
This show, Larry just bought the i8 BMW out of spite because he liked going to the BMW dealer to get the licorice. And the car dealer's like, "Why are you always here turning your car when nothing's wrong with it?" He's like, "I'm buying the car," when he was really there for the licorice. And he just buys an expensive ass i8. I'm like, can you imagine being that rich? Can you just imagine being that rich? Like, that is hilarious. But
bro, he's so rich that he fucking bought a coffee shop to put it on nigga. Just to give competition to the next door
wait
to
till
the
you
coffee
see
shop.
this episode. He's just slashing prices every day just to piss him off.
I fucking love it, yo. I fucking love it.
This man, I started, and then the other day I was like, you know what? I just want to watch some Curb. So I went back and watched some of my favorite episodes. So I went back and watched the Palestinian chicken episode, that is a perfect.
The best. That is the perfect episode.
That's a perfect episode of television. If anybody wants to understand Curb Your Enthusiasm, what it's all about, just go watch Palestinian Chicken from season 7 or 8. Season 7.
Yeah, 7. I think 8 or 8. I think it's 8.
It is a perfect half hour of television. Like, it is literally perfect. I went back and watched the ski lift episode. Like, this show is just like, one day I'm just gonna go through and watch all the episodes from scratch. Because it's just
season 1 is great too. Like, honestly, like, because season 1 lays the foundation of all the crazy shit you see and how Larry's mind works and why, like, none of this shit is crazy in season 10 that Larry does in season 1. You know what I mean?
I also watched
like,
a YouTube video with JB Smoove on a night shit, like a nightly show, and he's talking about his birthday party and how Larry David was there. He's like, people always ask me, is Larry like that in real life? And he was like, let me tell you this story. And he's like, he had this birthday party, and JB Smoove was like, I'm black, so I'm going to make an entrance. Like, I don't show up on time. Like, I'm not going to show up before the fucking party starts. And he goes, Larry shows up right on time before everybody. And so Leon, JB Smoove is like late. He shows up like 35, 40 minutes after it starts to make like this grand entrance. Like, they play music. He comes down the steps. Like, it's a big birthday celebration. And he says he's walking to like the area where the microphone is, and Larry just like follows him and comes on stage with him and goes like, you're late for your party. And everybody there thinks this is a bit that they're doing, but it's just Larry being like, why? I can't even explain it. It was so fucking funny. And he's
that's good shit though.
It's so great. He's like, people come up to Larry to take a picture, and he's like, he doesn't know how people would act, and Larry's always like, you watch the show, how do you think I would act if people want to come take pictures with me? It's the best, man. That dude is incredibly funny. Like, I can't even like put into words like how.
It's not even that he's funny. That's who he is, man. That's why it's funny, because like that's who he is, and people don't understand. That's how a person reacts to life. Like, that's perfect. That's just perfect.
A person who doesn't give a fuck. Like Larry is, and the Larry David character on the show is what you want to be, like what your mind thinks about things, but you just can't do in a civil society. Larry will do it. That was the episode I watched. What was that called? I forget the title of it, but it was when they called him a social assassin. And they wanted him to, and everybody wanted him to go tell people what they thought about him that they were too scared to say. So like one guy's wife, instead of laughing, would say LOL, Like like when something was funny, she'd go LOL, LOL, like that. And
Oh
everybody
yeah,
thought that
Larry
was
make his
annoying.
face that. Yeah.
And so Larry, she was like, "Can you tell my wife that stop saying LOL?" And then every time Susie would drink something, she'd go.
Yeah.
And her daughter hated that shit.
And then Larry would fucking when Susie cussed that nigga out about that shit.
Oh.
What the fuck, Larry?
It's the
Yo,
best, man.
Susie. Oh my God. Susie and Larry's fucking dialogue to one another is fucking hilarious. Like when Susie was with Ted Danson in a fucking restaurant this season and Larry was in the ugly section with Jeff.
Oh.
That shit is just hilarious, yo. And you can't, and the shit about it is you can't even like describe that shit because everybody knows what it feels like when you're in that situation, but you can't describe it to somebody over the phone or something like, or just like verbally. Like you have to see this shit because like you've seen that shit 1,000 times in your life, but you can never just verbalize it. It's fucking amazing. It's fucking acting at its best because like they're able to ad lib and everything. So Curb Your Enthusiasm is still one of my favorite shows ever.
Monday was March 16th. Which
Stone
is,
Cold Day. Oh, hell yeah.
So it was 316 Day. Steve Austin came back. And it was so funny because they were doing Raw at the Performance Center in front of no fans. And Steve Austin comes
hold on. Time out. The shit I seen on the plane yesterday was fucking the Royal Rumble. So that's why I didn't watch.
Yeah,
but they said later.
The Royal Rumble the first hour of the show.
Okay.
And so then the last segment was Steve Austin. He's cutting his promo. And he's like, give me a hell yeah. And then they was pan the camera. There's no one in the crowd. Listen, I'm a huge wrestling fan. I cannot wrap my head around WrestleMania being in front of no people. Like, it's just, they need to cancel that shit. Like, I don't want anybody to get the coronavirus. I don't. But if a wrestler gets the coronavirus, they're going to have to cancel WrestleMania. And honestly, they need to cancel WrestleMania. Like, not just because it looks bad to do it in front of no people, but they need to protect their people, man. Just pay, like, they got money. Just pay the wrestlers. Give them a fucking break, because wrestlers, unlike other sports, they don't have an off season. They go all year round. Give them a fucking break. So you know what? We're not gonna do live shows. We're not gonna do Raw, SmackDown for 2 months. We'll be back in the end of June or in the beginning of July, and then give them a break. Let everybody recharge, heal up, write some good stories, come back, and then tell your stories. Like, there's no reason to have this. Like, I get it. They're trying to say, like, you know, it's a tough time for people, and we want to provide entertainment for people who are stuck in the house and everything like that. And I get that. But no. You know what? WWE, everybody does not subscribe to WWE Network. WWE has an incredible library of wrestling footage. Show great fucking matches and promos on these shows. Bro, I'll watch that shit. You start rerunning the Attitude Era every week in order, like leading up to like WrestleMania 2017 with Rock and Austin. I'll watch all those fucking shows. Like,
oh my God, I watch all that shit.
Put that, like, I can watch it now, but put that shit on TV. Let people watch that. You know, it'll be something that's great. So, let's see. We're almost at the hour mark. So at the hour mark, we'll do Mike's Fact or Fiction segment, which he better have some stories for us this week. So we'll do one more news story before we get to that. Oh, I meant to ask Mike about this. Mike, did you hear that Kevin Smith wants Johnny Depp to play the Joker?
I did hear that. I like Johnny Depp. I'd be all right with that. I feel like his weird style of acting would give us a very unique portrayal of the character.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm actually kind of good at the Joker. Like, I don't need to see Joker in any of these 3 Batman movies.
I want him to face off against Batman at least once, but I'd love to see some new characters. I want
to see the Penguin. I want to see the Riddler. I want to see Two-Face. I want to see the Mad Hatter. I want to see, like, Batman's rogue gallery is so deep. Like, I want to see some of these other people.
You don't want to see Mr. Freeze? Fuck you.
Yes,
I like Mr. Freeze. I like his gun.
Freeze. Get that fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger bullshit out of people's system. Yeah, so, all right. Mike, let's go to Fact or Fiction.
Okay, let me pot it up. Oh, 1 second. Okay. First one. Fact or fiction? Kentucky police surround home of man who refuses to self-quarantine. Fact or fiction?
That is fiction, sir.
I think that's fiction.
This is fact. The title of this article is a bit misleading. I'll read the first couple. This is from CNN. A Kentucky novel coronavirus patient, so he has the virus, checked himself out of the hospital against medical advice, refusing to self-quarantine. The 50-year-old man in Nelson County refused to quarantine himself after testing positive for COVID-19. The Nelson County officials forced an isolation on the man, one of the first 20 confirmed cases in the state. It's a step I'd hoped I'd never have to take, said the governor. The governor? Yeah. But I can't allow one person who we know has this virus to refuse to protect their neighbors. Didn't share how the government had forced the man to stay, the unnamed man to stay inside his home. But this week, Nelson County Sheriff told the Kentucky Standard that deputies will park outside of the man's home for 24 hours a day for 2 weeks. The patient is cooperating now.
Oh, good for them. Fuck him. I also
Yes.
saw that some police officer arrested somebody because they threatened to cough on them and said they had the coronavirus.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm worried that there's going to get some like racism and stuff going on. You know, he already called it. Did you see the recent outcry after he called it the Chinese virus?
Yeah, because he has to do the racism. So that's par for the course. Which is why I always say, if you support Trump, you are a racist. I cannot be friends with you.
I can't. Yeah, I can't.
There's none of that. Like, there's just none of that. Like, it's not even about policy.
Bro.
You cannot.
It's
you are
not.
a good person.
It's not.
In any way.
I am so. If they put this motherfucker back in office, I will explore every fucking avenue not to be a United States citizen anymore. And I am not playing any games because this is ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. Like his press conferences. If you look at his press conferences and you support anything, this man don't give a fuck about your kids. This man don't give a fuck about you. This man gives a fuck about the economy and getting reelected.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck about the economy. He cares about the stock market.
The stock market. I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. So, like, if you really support this man, you have Christian morals that this man ain't never upheld. Like,
Christian
fuck
morals?
you.
Those are the people
I'm just
that
saying.
support him.
That's what I'm saying. If you had Christian morals and you still support this man, fuck you every day of the week. That's how I feel. Like I'm so done. I'm just so done at seeing this man not being. He can't complete sentences. When you have to fucking get other people that you put in charge, that you're the fucking leader of the free world, and you can't fucking have a complete sentence. When somebody asks you a fucking question, get the fuck out of here, man. Like I'm so angry. It makes me so angry when I watch press conferences with him trying to answer questions, and he'd be like, "Oh, Mike, get up here, Mike, I need you to get up here. Hey, Steve Ducey, get the fuck up here." Or I mean, Steve Mnuchin. I'm sorry. Get the fuck up here and answer this question because I don't have any question. And then when he answers these questions, he goes off on a fucking tangent like he has Alzheimer's or some shit. And this shit is just fucking troubling. And to think that white people are going to fucking put him back in office, I'm done. I'm fucking done.
All right. Story 2, Mike.
Teenager in Texas takes down nearly 400-pound feral hog, terrorizing a Texas ranch.
True.
Fact or fiction?
Fact.
True?
That has to be true. That has to be true.
That is true. I recently learned that Texas apparently has a really bad feral hog problem.
I don't know nothing about that.
Very,
in Dallas.
like, I'm sure it's not in Dallas. Like I guess rural Texas, you can get like 100 feral hogs just terrorizing the land. I don't know. I thought this one was funny.
Story 3.
Story 3. Arcades, fearing going out of business, are now replacing all of their prizes with toilet paper and hand sanitizer, so that parents will continue to allow their children to shop
Fiction.
there.
That's bullshit.
I wish it was.
Oh, get out of here.
No, that's this was one of those times where all three of them were in fact.
Get out of
Yep.
here.
I will read. And let me read the article. It's loading up right now. I had to click the link. Hand sanitizers, toilet paper become arcade game prizes amid shortages due to COVID-19. London. An arcade owner has decided to swap the usual teddy bears as claw machine prizes for more timely and valuable items. Toilet paper and hand sanitizer. Some guy whose name Rob Braddock of England, UK, put up the coveted sanitary items as prizes that can be won in Hobart's Amusement Arcade, which he owns as per North Devon Gazette on March 9. 48-year-old businessman Zanuck came as the UK deals with panic buying citizens amid the novel coronavirus outbreak. Good to know that we're not the only fools out there doing this. Toilet paper and hand sanitizers in particular are being emptied in supermarket shelves across the country. We took the teddy bears out and put hand sanitizers in one and toilet rolls in another, just for a bit of fun and to raise a smile. So,
wow.
This is
wow. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but it's kind of.
I'm pretty sure he's
kind of ridiculous.
Target market. You got to know your target market.
He did it. Like it's not a fake story, but he's 100% just trying to be funny.
All right, we've got a few more stories. This one's for Mike. Mike, in June, LG is releasing a 48-inch OLED gaming television.
It's going to be ridiculous. I've heard about this. LG, isn't it going to be like really expensive?
It's $1,499. So not crazy expensive. $1,499.
My current monitor for my computer was like $600.
Let me see here. Oh, it could also, if you absolutely want to set this month, they'll sell a 55-inch for $17.99, a 65-inch for $27.99. What's the refresh rate on this thing for gaming?
Probably not.
It's going to have G-Sync. Look at that. Oh, it's going to have a high refresh rate if it has G-Sync. So it's going to have G-Sync. Let's see. Using the GeForce GPU in the PC. Dolby Vision. HDR. Mike, would you spend $1,500 on that?
No, probably because I use my computer more anyway, and I probably wouldn't even hook up my computer to a gaming monitor. I mean, a television. What I mean.
I play my computer on television. It's awesome. It's fucking awesome. Although I have a gaming monitor that I don't even use for gaming, and my wife just uses it for work. Movies Anywhere will let you share purchases with your friends. Have you heard of this?
Wow.
Chances are you're already sharing streaming recommendations with friends who are staying at home or to socially distance themselves. Now Movies Anywhere wants to make it a little easier to share actual movies. The service, which syncs up your purchased films across platforms like iTunes, Amazon Video, Google Play, and Vudu, has launched a new feature called Screen Pass that will let you temporarily share your purchased movies with friends and family. Screen Pass will let you share up to 3 films per month. Recipients will have a week to accept the film, 14 days to start it, and 72 hours to finish it. There aren't any limits on how many times you can share a film, but not every title in the Movies Anywhere catalog is eligible. That depends in part on the studios. Movies Anywhere doesn't have films from Paramount, Lionsgate, or MGM. That sounded cool. So first of all, I never heard of Movies Anywhere, but that's kind of cool. So if you buy movies on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, and Vudu, it syncs all those movies into like one database, so you can just watch them from one app.
That's good though.
That's cool as shit. And then you can share those.
Saves money.
Yeah, then you can. Well, it doesn't really save money, but it just lets you save time. Really, it's more convenient.
Could you hear me clearly that whole time?
What do you mean? What whole time?
Do I sound any different at all right now?
No.
No.
Okay, I had the wrong microphone selected. My bad. I just wanted to check.
This is for Devin because I want Devin to spend some money.
Hey, Devin, that's what all those hours are for, man.
No, it's for my red light therapy travel light, and it's for these shoes I buy because I buy a lot of shoes.
I respect that.
Tesla is starting delivery on the Model Y.
Yes. Yep. Yep. Say it one more time. Yep. Goddamn. Yep. Whatever it is.
And the Model Y starts at $39,000.
Yep. Brandon, if this motherfucker Eli, he can have all my fucking money. Because if I always tell women when I go on dates with them, if you don't respect me buying the X model Tesla, we can't be together. And that's literally like one of the first questions.
Actually has more space than the Model 3, but it's priced.
What about a Model X?
Well, it's both small. It's smaller than the Model X, but it's
okay.
More space than the Model 3, and it's priced less. It's more reasonably priced alternative to the Model X. You don't get the X Performance, more elaborate in-cabin tech, or those signature Falcon Wing doors, but you do get considerably more room than the 3 with the option for 7 seats. So, Devin, you could possibly get your Tesla.
I always tell my brother, like, my brother got his car for really, like, he got an Audi fucking A8, and he got it at his car is less than my car. My car was $50,000. His car was like $35,000, and it's nicer. So what I would tell you is that I'm going to let my brother purchase my next X model. But again, I want an X model, and it's going to happen. And I'm excited about it. And Elon can have all my fucking money, and Not a Flamethrower will be purchased by me because I'm not.
I have one.
I'm not an evil genius like Michael, but I will definitely have an X model.
¿Por qué no los dos, mis amigos?
Why do you want an X model? You don't have a mid-sized car now.
I don't, but goddamn it, I'm such that guy that I'm rolling down the fucking street with the doors open. I'm doing that shit. You fucking serious?
No, you're not doing that.
Brandon, you're ridiculous if you don't think I'm doing that shit.
I got a story for Brandon when he's ready for me.
Do it. Let's do it, Mike. Go.
All right, so this has just popped up on one of my monitors. Apparently, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, Blizzard, Steam, everybody is having a bunch of problems because they are getting a ton of people on their servers.
Wow.
Quarantine. And you remember when you said you needed 20 more minutes before we started recording, and I was like, I'm playing Modern Warfare? I couldn't. The servers were down. So it's not even, I was like, what the fuck? Why are the servers down?
Everybody's home.
Right. Yeah, everyone's home. People are playing, which is probably a good thing, right? If the servers are down, people are listening. But, like, I'm looking at it right now, I still can't play it. It's kind of annoying because that's what I was going to do most of the night after this.
Are you
Connection.
Battle Royale bullshit?
I have won 3 times.
Oh, nice. You're good. I mean, you got
the 50 games I've played.
It doesn't fucking matter. Like, you mean you got the sauce. You got the
Here's the thing. Yeah, Battle Royale is a gamble. You're not going to win the majority of the game. Right, so right now I have an online multiplayer. My win-loss ratio is 1.6. It's over 1.6. So I win the vast majority. I win a significant, amount of the games online that I play in, right? In Battle Royale, that's not going to be the case. I'm up against 150 people. I've won 3 times at 50. But it's like gambling. You get close. You get to 10th place, 2nd place. I've gotten to 2nd place like 6 or 7 times. I've gotten 3rd place.
You still haven't fucking played Stardew Valley with me. I am so upset with you.
I'm here all day, every day for the next 2 weeks.
Still haven't played Stardew Valley with me.
Just call me. I'll literally get on whenever. And I usually only play COD like really late at night, like after midnight, because my friend.
You fucking call it COD. Shut the fuck up. You say Call of Duty, goddamn it. Don't say fucking COD. You're better than that.
You know what? You're right. I'm sorry. I'm embarrassed. I'm an embarrassment. But I only play that at like really late at night. So like literally during the day, I'm down to do whatever you want.
Mike, have you ever been to a Microsoft store?
I have.
Have you at the Microsoft store that you've been to? Did they have that little setup with the chair? With like the computer's screens connected to it. Let me see.
They're a very aesthetically pleasing store. Right now, I'm in a queue 22 minutes just to get onto the game. I can't even open the game.
It's called the Predator Thronos.
I'd have to see it.
I'm gonna share my screen so y'all can see it. Mike,
22 minutes for me to get on a video game right now. I'm not supposed
Can y'all
to
see my screen?
No. I don't have Skype open.
I don't know. I'm about to say it's Black Irish Day for me, so I'm kind of intoxicated. So I'm not gonna lie to you. I see it now.
How am I gonna wreck all the noobs?
Do you see this, Mike?
Hold on, I can't. It's not. Hold on, I see
I
it.
should get one.
Oh, that's dope as shit. Oh my god, that's dope.
Let's get one.
You see it, Mike?
Yeah, I want to get one.
I knew you were gonna want one of those. Isn't that cool as shit?
How much is it?
It's called the Predator Throne. They have it in the Microsoft store. You can get in it and like play it and shit. So it has a triple display setup, 3 curved Predator displays, dish out fast, fluid frames, promotion, deep impact haptics. Feel the in-game sound through bass-driven vibrations, whether it's the snap of a branch or a rocket. So the chair vibrates with bass and stuff when you do certain things. It has a cup holder on the side. It can like lean back, like it can like incline and stuff like that. Total command over how you play is yours via the control pad. This includes zero-G recline, complete ergonomic integration, and a peripheral bearing keyboard tray. So the keyboard tray doesn't move if you incline and stuff. Let me see here. It can go all the way to 140 degrees. It has a leg rest. It comes in different colors. You can get it in strobe lighting or fade lighting. Mike.
How much is it? It's probably a lot. It's like 10 grand.
29,000.
Fuck that. Yeah, I can't do that.
But it comes with so the 29,000. Hold on.
Why the fuck you trying to sell you on this shit, Mike?
Listen, the 29,000.
I'm not buying it.
Listen, Mike. The 29,000 includes an extremely powerful PC, so it comes with the computer. It comes with all 3 displays, each of which are curved 8K. Up to 8K. I'm sorry, curved up to 4K displays with 144 hertz. 3 of them 27 inches. It comes with the high-end gaming mouse and keyboard, and the headset, and the big machine. So it's all of that. So you get a $4,000 computer. You get 3 $2,000 monitors.
Monitors, yeah.
So right there, that's 10 grand. So you're really just paying 19 grand for the setup.
Not worth it.
I don't know, Mike. I fucking want one. I'm not gonna lie. That shit looks
a lot of money.
That looks fucking incredible.
Hey man, like we just gotta keep podcasting real shit, and we can get one fucking sponsor. We can get a fucking sponsor to fucking give us one.
No, that's not gonna happen. But yeah, Mike, if you get a chance, go to the Microsoft store and sit in it. It's fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's so insane. Mike, you were the same person talking about buying the Iron Man suit.
Well, that's practical. I would use that every day.
That's not practical, and you wouldn't use it.
I mean, I would use it every day. I would fucking find a way to use that shit every day.
Oh, hold on. My bad.
My bad.
Hold on. My bad. I was looking at the wrong price. It says that it's $14,000.
Oh yeah, that's worth it there, Mike.
Okay, there's 2 different ones. So there's the Acer. Okay, Acer unveiled this crazy Thronos gaming chair at IFA last year, and is back this year with a less motorized version. The Predator Thronos Air, yes, that's Air like MacBook Air, is designed to be a little bit more affordable than the $29,000 original. It ditches the automatic motorized monitor arm in favor of a manually adjustable one, but it keeps the same giant steel structure that supports up to 3 displays to encase you in the gaming chair. The changes bring the price down to $13,999.
Oh, Mike.
Now, Mike, what do you think about it?
I think if I'm going to spend $15,000, I might as well just spend $30,000.
What? What are you talking about? That's double.
The fuck you talking about? It's affordable now, so no.
I wouldn't call it affordable exactly.
Mike, you're single. You're still young. It's affordable.
If I took all of those,
until you turn 30,
if I took all of those gimmicks in your room, Mike, of like the shield and all that shit, and added it all up, and if I took your 3 computer monitors now, and the computer that you have, and your Batman chair,
and your comic books.
No, not the comic books. And your Xbox that you haven't played in a year. What would that add up to $14,000?
Oh, and no, fuck that. And your scuba
No, not
expedition.
scuba, because he wants to. No, that's separate. I'm just talking about his gaming shit, his
Okay.
nerd shit,
And the toys.
and the toys. I think you would be able to afford that.
I
That'd
think
be-
you get like
Imagine
9,000.
that in your room, Mike. You would never leave that. You'd sleep in that fucking chair.
I would sleep in the chair. That's
I
a
want that
fact.
shit so bad. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
If
Let me tell you something.
if the job that I get is what I think it's gonna be, I'm gonna fucking buy that chair when I move into our house next year. I'm gonna fucking buy that chair, and it's gonna be in a room by itself, right in the middle of the fucking room. Nothing else in there.
Let me tell you something. Hey, yo, Brandon, stop trying to be a wrestler on your fucking part time, nigga. Don't do that shit. Let me tell you something.
No, I'm not no wrestler. Rob Gronkowski's about to be a wrestler, though. Did you see that?
He about to wrestle like shit. How you feel about that shit?
I mean, I feel like he was designed to be a wrestler.
He really was, but like, does he get a new name or is he Rob
No, he's
Gronkowski?
Gronk.
Because is he Gronk? Is the Gronk?
I mean, Gronk's the perfect wrestling name. He's the Gronk.
Yeah.
Like The Rock. He's the Gronk.
Yeah. He's the Gronk. Yeah, that's fact. That's fact.
Oh, and there's one more thing. Madden's licensing deal is up for all football games. So 2K.
So like he's going to 2K, yeah.
2K.
But they still won't fuck with the name of Madden.
No.
But they're gonna do.
No. Listen. So Madden is still gonna do games next year, but 2K is gonna do a game because Madden still owns the simulation NFL games. So they're gonna do some type of street game. But the year after, Madden's licensing on simulation games goes up. So you might get Madden 22, 2020, Madden 22, and 2K22, NFL 2K22.
Wow.
So next year you're going to get an NFL 2K game, but it's probably going to be some type of blitz type game.
Which they should do. They should pay homage to that shit. They should.
But in 2 years, we might finally get a 2K football game again, which
And that should be fucking fire.
I can't wait for.
Because like EA is not keeping up as far. I mean, they're good as far as their graphic, but 2K, as far as their interactive and what they give users on a daily basis is better than what you Madden people get. Like, I mean, you know.
Yes,
I
know. I fucking hate Madden even though I play it. Fucking hate that shit. It's trash.
Right.
All right, Mike, do you have anything else?
No, I still can't get on Call of Duty.
Sorry.
Devin,
My wait time in the queue is 5 minutes.
Hey, man, I mean, I would love people to go see My Hero Academia movie, The Rise of Heroes. Fucking, it was amazing. I saw it. It was great. Guys, Amazon Prime has tons of anime, tons of great movies, documentaries. Fucking do yourself a favor. Look at fucking Unacknowledged on fucking Netflix and see what the fuck is really going on in the world. Because we've seen UFOs 4,000 times and nobody's talked about the shit and they unclassified the shit and it's ridiculous. So Unacknowledged on Netflix is fucking amazing. Changed my fucking life. They had the angle of the fucking plane hitting the fucking World Trade Center and fucking breaking to pieces. So just know your government ain't shit. Just know your government ain't shit. And there's other things in play. I'll say that.
No, there's not. You're not going to come on my TV show and be a 9/11 truther. You're not.
Yo, fuck you and everything. Nigga, I seen everything. I seen that fucking plane hit that building and that shit breaking to pieces. And you're not going to tell me a fucking building dropped straight the fuck down.
I can prove that with a lot of science.
Yes, Devin. There's a lot of science behind it.
Like a lot of science. Please, Devin, please. Please.
Do
please.
not say that dumb shit, please. It's really stupid. It's like Alex Jones level ridiculousness.
Nah, yo. I don't
Devin, please. It's right up there with flat earthers and people who don't believe in it.
I'll be a flat earther until the fucking day I die. Fuck it.
Yeah, it's right up there. It's like the flat earthers just say, "Well, I can see the sunrise, so the Earth must be flat." Like your eyes are not science. So what you see is not how science works. Like that's just not how gravity and science and That's not how any of that works.
And that building was demolition style, so I'm not.
No, it didn't. It didn't. Like there's literally like science to explain all of that stuff. You think you're the first person to come up with this?
No. I'm just saying.
No,
I'm not the first person.
And here's the thing.
That's the problem.
This is what I need to. This is what
it sounds like I'm not the first person.
When the people that you surround yourself also believe that Sandy Hook didn't happen and that the Earth is flat, if those are the people that agree with you, maybe you should rethink your point. Maybe you should rethink your point.
I ain't that Sandy Hook shit happened, so I'm not fucking with that shit. But
yes, and the 9/11 happened.
Oh no, I'm not saying it didn't happen. Like I saw a fucking plane in the fucking building. Like I'm just saying.
Yes, there were people there. Like that shit. Happened.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not. I'm just saying the way the building came down.
Devin, think about it. Why would they blow up the building if they were going to crash a plane into it anyway?
A plane hit that shit before. That's what I'm saying. So like that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Devin
knows what he's talking about. He's just being ridiculous right now. Because that's an absurd statement. It's just ridiculous. And there's literally people first of all, people had to take time to come out and do documentaries and podcasts and movies and articles to explain why that shit happened because people are ridiculous. People go, well, I saw that happen and that don't look like what it's supposed to happen. And I'm like, well, science doesn't work that way. Like that's not.
No, you're right.
It works.
But again, anyway, everybody watch Unacknowledged.
No, don't watch it. No
Just
one watch it. No
do
one
it.
dumb yourself
fucking do
down
it.
To watch
fucking
it.
do it. It makes so much fucking sense to you. The government is a fucking false. It's false government.
Don't watch that.
There's 5 parts of government, goddammit, we don't know about.
And y'all
admire your patriotism.
Y'all supposed to believe that Devin doesn't like Trump.
Fuck that.
Supposed to believe he doesn't like Trump. Think about this. Y'all gotta think about what he says, and then listen, and then see if you want to listen to his recommendations. If he's agreeing with Alex Jones, and like almost word for word with what Alex Jones says, you might want to take that recommendation with a grain of salt. Just saying. What else, Devin? What on Netflix?
I've been watching a lot of anime on Netflix. Castlevania came back for season 3 and it's fucking amazing. Watch that shit. It's a great fucking series, always and forever. On My Block is back for season 3. It's not as good as season 2, but it's good. Continue the story. I'm watching I'm Not Okay With This. It's a white woman that gets these powers, psychic powers or some, I don't know, fucking techniques. I don't fucking know what it is, but it's good.
Fuck.
And then also Brooklyn 999 is on Hulu, so watch that shit. It's fucking great. Mike, I fucking love you. So Brooklyn 999, watch that shit.
I'm caught up.
Okay.
I'm Brooklyn 99. Yeah,
he definitely is. And then My Hero Academia, fucking Naruto Boruto on fucking Hulu. If you ever get a chance, go down a rabbit hole on Hulu for BuzzFeed's Unsolved. It's fucking great.
What is that?
And they're just talking about a whole bunch of fucking shit that not true, probably not true. This could be folklore or whatever. They go to these towns. They talk about the Mothman of West Virginia. They talk about haunted houses. They talk about Sasquatch.
That stuff's cool. Yeah.
That shit is fucking cool shit. Just like, and it makes you wonder. It just makes you wonder, and it's fucking fun shit. And you're in the house anyway, so fucking just have some fun, yo.
All right. So we'll be back next week with another one of these episodes. We should be back next week to do volumes 3 and 4 of Saga. Old Man Wade actually finished the entire series because he started reading it and he's just like, I can't put this shit down, which is what I've been trying to tell people since I read Saga years ago, is that it's the best comic book ever written, and once you start reading it, you're not going to be able to put it down because
I did volume 3.
You did volume 3?
Yeah, I just have 4. I thought we were doing it on Mondays, so I was like getting ready for it.
We might still be doing it on Monday. I'm trying to see when Charmaine is free because I don't think she's free Monday. So we might have to do it next Friday. So we'll see. I'm trying to get that date down. But that'll be out soon. So that'll be issues, if you're reading along, 13 through 24. We did 1 through 12. No. Yeah, we did 1 through 12
Yeah, 1 to
last
12.
time. We're going to be 13 to 24 this time. And yeah, it's still my favorite book. I fucking love it. Rereading that shit's just bringing me so much joy. I can't even express that. I actually got to edit the show and put it out tonight because I forgot to do it over the weekend. So that's coming out. Rashani and I did the Invisible Man review, but that was a good film. So that'll be out. And I don't know when our next movie review will be out because movie theaters are closed. So maybe we'll do some retro reviews.
Retro! Sorry.
Everybody can do that. Devin can watch Netflix or some type of streaming service. Anybody can.
Harlem Nights is on Netflix, y'all. Harlem Nights is on Netflix, yo. Sorry.
So maybe we'll do some retro movie reviews or TV show reviews or episodes or things like that, and get some of that stuff out too soon. So just stay tuned to the podcast. Thank you, everyone, for listening, and we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.